This is actually quite an honour for me to come out here. This is a really impressive educational community. I'm not sure if you know, but you have a national reputation for the sort of work that you're doing. So yeah, really, it's great to come out and potentially be working with you. One of the things that you are leading in is the use of student response systems. So I've been in sessions with some of you and heard a lot from Matthew Burley about the sorts of things that you've been doing. And one of the challenges that I see is trying to take that information that we're collecting from students and really use it so that we can optimise that learning pathway, so differentiating the curriculum for them. I'm a lecturer in information communication technology in the Department of Education at Macquarie University, and one of the things I'm interested in is the use of Web 2 technologies, which you may have never heard of or never seen or used, or you may be an expert in. So I'd like to work with you to consider ways that they might be used in order to provide different learning activities for students. So for instance, the sorts of Web 2 technologies that we might be using are things like blogs. And I've just got tiny little examples of each one. And this is just a mini description of the program that we'll be running over over a few sessions throughout the term. Who's heard of blogs? Yeah. Who's has their own blog or used a blog? Okay, a few people there too. So, I mean, this is exactly the sort of thing we find in our classes, right? Students have different levels of experience with the topics that we're talking about, and so how might we design different learning pathways for them? Another technology that we'll be looking at is wikis. So this is just an example wiki page. Again, who's heard of wikis and who's used a wiki? Okay, so we've got again a mix of different ability levels. And what about social bookmarking? Who's heard of social bookmarking? Okay, a lot less people. Use social bookmarking? Okay, social bookmarking is wonderful. What it is a way for you, instead of remembering all your great websites in your web browser, you can actually remember them online. So you can access them anywhere, anytime. But the real power for educators comes from when we start to form groups around these great websites that we're bookmarking. So you can have your whole class that's forming a repository of really great websites about the topic that you're investigating, volcanoes or maths or whatever it actually is. So there's some really exciting educational opportunities there. So effectively what we're going to be looking is how we can collect information from students about where they are, not with these technologies, but with your subject area. Some of them might be remembering and understanding just, at the very beginning of their learning about the topic that you're teaching. Some of them might be more into the applying and analysing. Some of them might be quite developed and ready to be critically evaluating and creating higher order thinking. So that's effectively the nature of the program. In terms of introducing the logistics, and I'll leave Rachel to cover the finer details, but it will involve next Thursday, not this Thursday, a 2-hour workshop where we look at these different types of Web 2 technologies. A couple of weeks later, it will involve coming together where you design a learning activity. So I'll be working with people in their subject area to design a mini activity where their students have different learning pathways using some of these tools. And then finally we'll come back together 4 weeks after that and just reflect on people's experiences, share what we've done, what we found, what worked well, what could help us work better. It's all going to be as part of the learning community approach, so you will be working with one another and helping one another as we go. And yeah, I'm really excited at the possibilities and to be able to work with you. So I might hand over to Rachel now.
I just want to fill in some of those details.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, before, does anyone have any questions about that for me? Or maybe it's better to wait until Rachel has spoken.
Okay, now the idea is that with your work plans, if you haven't done yours yet, your head teacher might be talking to you about it soon. This works really well with the understand it, higher order thinking part of our management plan and our 5-star teaching and learning cycle. So it links in really well with stuff that we're conquering as a team. It works really well. That's the part of our management plan. I'm not sure if everyone's seen the management plan, but that is a big part of our management plan, and so it works well with the whole school stuff and what your faculties are doing. And I've seen some faculty plans, and I can see that staff are working in the areas of technology, and that is a focus. So that's fantastic. I just want to emphasise that a little bit of time, a little bit of your time, brings great rewards. Some of these people up here have been working, giving some time after school, working on some professional learning projects. Some of them have done up to 17 extra hours in the last 6 months. But if you ask any of them, I'm sure that they would be able to tell you what a fantastic impact that's making on their practice and how their days are much more enjoyable because they're putting in that extra time, they're investing that extra time. So the idea is that this project is after school, and it'll be on a Thursday afternoon, and it is for 2 hours, 3 to 5. The upside for that is Eric thinks that this is such a worthwhile project that he's prepared to give each person who signs up for this 1 day of regular teaching duties to work on that project or catch up with other work because they're dedicating that time to the project, and there will be a lunch also involved at the end of it. So it's an exciting it is an exciting project, and if you are interested in joining the project to learn, joining the project, even if you know nothing about technology, this is a perfect opportunity to start jumping into it. If you're pretty good with technology, this is still going to suit your needs. If you're interested in just joining for lunch, we'll be happy with that. So if you're interested or you if you want to know more, please come down and see me anytime or send me an email. Does anyone have any questions?
Just quickly, what types of resources will we be building?
So basically, using the keypad to collect information about different student ability levels, and then creating activities for students, maybe using a blog or a wiki or both, or social bookmarking, or it might even be something different. Even though we're going to be learning about the technologies, and that's going to be great, I'm more interested in the thinking of how does this information that we collect from students then lead to different types of activities that are created for students. And you raised a really great point that I should have mentioned. We will be practicing what we preach in that all different ability levels in the throughout the mini course will be catered to. So if you're really confident, then hopefully there's a lot in there for you. If you've never seen any of it before, hopefully there's stuff in there for you too. So it's really, hopefully, worthwhile.